Hey everybody, and Dave here with Dave Does It, and a little bit of shop or video upgrades, I would say. So, if you've been watching my channel a while, you know I rigged up this tripod, and this thing is floppy and weird, hard to set up. So, the other day I found a tripod on clearance at Walmart. So this thing is way taller, and it comes with a nice phone clamp, and it also came with an adapter, you know, for like one of them swivel mounts for a GoPro, which I do not have a GoPro yet, but eventually. But anyways, this will be a lot easier to set up. I don't need to worry about that spring clamp and getting my phone in there without hitting the power button. So this new one, I can just set it in there, tighten the clamp down, and we're rolling. You know, the nice obligatory level on there. And this one is taller too. So, yeah, nice little upgrade there. And not going to be doing much in the shop today. I'm going to dig out the doors here. And I can't zoom out on this mode of my camera, but Arco was asking me for a side shot. So I'm going to kind of clamp one of the doors in place and, you know, snap a couple pictures. You know, Arco's going to help me come up with a patina design. So, yeah. All right. Talk to you later, y'all. Okay, everybody, so what you saw there was a down and dirty cylinder hone. This block, well, this engine was locked up when I got it. Two of the cylinders were rusted pretty bad. So it's still a little dirty in there, a little bit of cross hatching. I'm hoping to just get a nice basic running small block Chevy. This is a 350. When I bought the engine, I bought a standard ring and bearing kit, so I'm hoping I can just clean it up and be good. I do need to get a parts washer or something and clean up these pistons. I tried putting them in some degreaser and I left them in and forgot about them, and now they are crusty and stuck. So if anybody has some small block Chevy pistons and rods, I could use a cheap set, standard bore. Otherwise, if I need to, I'm going to try and figure out how much it costs these days to get an engine bored out, and then, find some aftermarket pistons and rods. But anyways, that's on my list of things to get, is a parts washer or an ultrasonic cleaner. I mean, a parts washer is something I've always wanted, but for things like this, one of the bigger ultrasonic cleaners might actually be a little better. So anyways, that's about it for now. I just messing around in the garage today, so take care, y'all. I don't normally recommend this, but hard to see in there, but the cam bearings don't look too bad. I don't. Talk to you guys and see how easy that came out of this new tripod. Yeah, I'm glad I got that thing. So, somewhat cleaned up on the block. Yeah, I need to wipe down the cylinders better and do a bunch of stuff, but I'm just gonna kind of go over what I have, what I need, You know me, I try and do everything on as tight of a budget as possible. So, as I may have said, I'm probably going to need new pistons because the cleaner I tried using did not work so well, until I get a parts washer or an ultrasonic cleaner or something to see what I can do with those. But, yeah, so I may need pistons, I may need rods. I have a couple of Quadra-Junks to rebuild. I should be able to get one out of the two. I have the pair of heads, cast iron 4-barrel intake that came with it. I did not get a carburetor with it. There's a distributor back there. I don't know if that's any good or not. So I may need an HEI distributor. I'm pretty sure the harmonic balancer is junk, separated at the rubber, so I'll need one of those. Crank I need to polish a little bit. Cam I could probably reuse, although if I can find a cheap, performance cam, that's all the better. Oil pan down there. Stock exhaust manifolds. I think each one of the manifolds has one broken stud, which, I'll get to that when I get to that. If I find headers in the meantime. That is what it is. Drive shafts for the C10 are down there. What I'm not seeing is, I built a valve cover racer out of one of the valve covers. I have the other one here yet. I need to pick up my valve cover racer. I mean, I didn't wreck the valve cover, so I could use it still. But I wouldn't mind getting some, aluminum valve covers. Or heck, even chrome. Why not? Just some different valve covers. Push rods are there. Yeah, it looks like all 16 of them. I will need new lifters, I believe. So, I mean, if I get a camshaft, I might as well do cam and lifters. And then depending what I get, I don't have anything to rebuild these heads yet. Except a valve spring compressor. I have that, I believe, in the gray cabinet. Yep, valve spring compressor. So this is an old school one, one where the heads have to be off, but I do have that, so. But yeah, as my channel is called, Dave Does It, and I do whatever I can. So, yeah, my next step, I wasn't planning on cleaning this up, but I was just bored today, so figured I'd get a start on it. Oh, and this box right here is my engine kit. So, might as well crack that open and show you guys what's involved with that. And let me put you back on the tripod here, and we'll go from there. And bring you in a little closer. And a Model A box does not make a good table, but we do what we do. and my knife is missing. So we got the next best thing. This is for Heidi. Screwdrivers make pry bars and knives. So, and it kind of looks like they do a piecemeal in case you order different sizes. So we have I'm going to guess this is piston rings. Yep, this is the piston rings. And then we've got not sure if this is rods or rings. And they look like rod bearings. Again, I got all standard size. So this is going to be the main bearings. And then we got the gasket set. The set is non-returnable if opened. So we have 2 head gaskets, 2 valve cover gaskets, 2 intake manifold gaskets, 2 intake restrictors, 2 exhaust manifold gaskets, 3 EGR, 1 heat riser, 2 water pump, 2 water outlet, 4 air. These numbers don't make sense. 1 distributor, 1 timing cover, 2 fuel pump, 4 oil pan sides, 1 oil drain plug, 1 oil pump cover. For seals, we have 1 timing cover, 2 intake, 2 front pan, 1 rear pan. Set includes 1 rear main, 16 O-ring valve stem seals. And applications for cars. So apparently this works with a 283 without fuel injection, 302, 307, 327 without fuel injection, and the 350 minus the 82 to 85 Corvette. So that 82 to 85 Corvette, I believe that was the Crossfire injection years. And trucks is pretty much the same thing unless you have a propane. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use my knife to crack this guy open. Just to kind of see what these gaskets look like. This was a cheap set, so I'm not expecting greatness, but I was just wanting a cheap set. So we got the valve stem seals, rear main seal. Not sure what, oh, this might be, I'm not sure what that one is right offhand. And yeah, they're all mostly packaged in one thing here, so. 2 different sets of oil pan gaskets, so that must be for, you know, universal, whether it's the driver's side dipstick or the passenger side. So we have some water pump gaskets, fuel pump, oil pan end seals, intake gaskets in there. And I see the head gaskets. So, but yeah, that brings me back to, said I'm not sure what I had. I did not see a water pump. So yeah, I may need a water pump, cam lifters, pistons, and I'm sure there's miscellaneous stuff, but it is what it is. So, all right, that's going to be all for now, I think. But that's me cleaning up an engine block. Dave does it again. See ya.